A lot of people think that when you're, not an active gang member, if you're an ex-gang member, or you just not in the trenches, but you still, the big homie, they feel like you cannot change. You cannot spread positivity.
Very true.
And it's not true. Hi, everyone. This is Raina Carrillo with Purpose and Passion. And today I have a surprise guest that I've been trying to get up on our show with Luxe Media. Before I bring him and introduce him on Purpose and Passion, I wanted to share something today. I'm wearing Roto G's sweater, Rose Avenue. So where I just said to myself, man, I think we need to make an Inglewood shirt like this that says Yukon, Prairie, Crenshaw, Imperial. I'm feeling this sweater. It's really nice. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Roto G. I had to support your brand today. I support all my friends, especially my Latinos out there. Yes, sir. Well, today we have OG Big Wicked. And of course, Purpose and Passion is it's a different vibe. So I always introduce my guests, by their name as well, Marlon Castillo. And he's a musician, and we say rapper, right? But he is a musician. And he has a clothing line as well. So we're going to get into more details. So go to Luxe Media on YouTube. I want you to comment, subscribe, and like. Definitely leave a comment because it's important to see you guys' view of Purpose and Passion on Luxe Media Studio. So what's up, Mr. OG Big Wicked?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for having me, and my apologies that it took so long for me to come through.
No
schedules kind of just, but I'm glad I did. I give you my word I was.
Yes, you're a man of your word.
Got to be. I think that's very important, right?
Yes, it is. Well, thank you so much for, gracing our show. I know we don't have our mural back here, but we're going to make sure we get our pictures thanks to Nick.
Absolutely.
And so I'm happy you're here in Inglewood. I'm going to give you a nice field trip.
There you go.
Of Inglewood.
Shout out to Inglewood. Shout out to LA.
Yes.
OC homie right here.
Yes. And so I want you to take the viewers down memory lane. Like, where were your parents born and raised, and where were you born and raised?
Well, Bolivia. That's where I come from. Both my parents are Bolivian, South America. For those that don't know, because there's times when I've been asked, what part of Mexico is that?
Yeah, because you look Mexican.
Yeah, and then shout out to my Mexicans. It's all love, But people assume that because you're brown skinned, because you got a mustache and you're bald. Because every Latino in Hispanic or whatnot in Southern California, especially, we all look the same. Because if you're from the 90s or whatnot, baldy, mustache, same look, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people think that I'm Mexican, and I always respectfully say that I'm Bolivian, because you got to be proud of where you're from.
Of course,
you got to be proud of your roots. And I know dudes that actually hit the pin, and I know they're not Mexican, but they'll say they're Mexican just to blend in.
Wow.
And I think that's wrong.
Yeah, you got to be proud of your roots.
Yeah,
I remember we were in the studio with Young Dopey, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying I'm Bolivian. I'm like, hold on, let me show my ancestry.com.
113% Bolivian.
I was like, you're 113. I'm 1%. I was like, I'm happy about my 1%. I believe, like you said, you have to be proud of your roots. You don't have to perpetrate or be a poser. Be proud of who you are. That's most important. So yes, I love the fact that you stated that, like, it's okay to be proud of your roots.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's that's something that real one is gonna do all the time. Even if it's being that one blue dot in the midst of a bunch of white dots.
Yes,
you're gonna be proud of who you are and stand up for it. For what you believe in. So that's where I come from. And I've always, like I said, I even got a tattoo at 113% Bolivian. At 13, I got an Iowa State prison. That's another story for later on and whatnot. Grew up in Orange County.
What part?
Well, I mean, I lived in almost every city in North Orange County, and that's because when I was young, I would always be throwing blows. You know, I was
Okay.
always a fighter. So every school that I went to, I would always get kicked out. I would be there for like maybe like a couple of months, and my mom would. I mean, God bless my mom. Rest in peace to my dad. God bless
Yes.
them both. But unfortunately, my mom, she had to move all the time just because she wanted me to get away from being so, you know what I mean, getting into so much trouble, you know?
Yes.
And I feel like when my dad passed away of cancer when I was 12 years old, I think that's when I was just beating the fuck out of everybody, you know? Excuse my
Yeah, yeah,
language. I
yeah,
don't know
no,
if we
no,
can,
no.
can I cuss
Yeah,
it?
we're very passionate about
I
anything.
don't know, say shit.
Yeah, because when you curse,
Yeah, because
it's
I
passionate.
tend to curse, you know what I
You're
mean, from
just
time to time,
passionate.
especially
Yes,
when you're
yes.
like, like passionate about
Yeah,
something.
yes. You
You
lost
just
your
like,
father,
yeah,
and that's
you know what I mean?
something like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you kind of lose it. You know what I mean? You kind of just, it does something to your mental, does something to you inside of you. So,
Yeah, that's a traumatic experience.
yeah,
You
it
know, you
is.
have a father and mother in your life, and then all of a sudden your father is taken away by cancer.
Yeah.
You're a child, you're trying to comprehend, and now your dad's no longer there. So now you're
Just
fatherless.
angry. I mean,
Yes.
you're angry at everybody, you're angry at life, and you don't know how to take it out of as a 12-year-old, you know? So then I
Yes.
started like getting mixed in like with the wrong crowds. And I was already like, you know, I already knew friends like that, but I just got kind of more deep into it. And as you know, like the gang life, it kind of uses that in the whole like streets, you know. So
Yes.
the gang life, gangs, I mean, they welcome angry motherfuckers
Yeah.
because those are the ones
Because
that don't put
most
in
of
work. I mean,
us people that, were at risk youth and got into this gang culture, most of us were coming from dysfunctional families.
absolutely.
So you gain your own family, like your own brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And then a lot of people ask that question, like, how do you guys think of the mentality of you would die and right for your hood or for your people? And it's like, it's it's because it becomes a family, and it's like if one of your brothers from your neighborhood or your sisters get hurt, you're gonna go out there and protect them.
Right.
It's deeper just than the gang itself. It becomes family. you
Mm,
know
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I agree on that, you know, and that's why, like the hood becomes to me, it's like a second family, you know, it's like,
Yes.
you have your first family, obviously, your family is always going to be like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? But when you become a gang member and you have that family, which is your gang. It's like a team, you know. Like some people are like die hard Raider fans or
Yes.
Laker fans.
Dodger fans.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So and me, I don't watch no of those sports. I
Yeah.
watch MMA, boxing, all that
Yes, yes,
stuff.
yes. Because you're a
But
fighter.
yeah, you know what I mean. Exactly. You know what I mean. So
You're like, I'm trying to throw a ball or
yeah,
play
like
ball. Like,
yeah.
I'm
Even
into
though I play
boxing.
like some football and I did
Yeah.
wrestling, I did some amateur boxing too. But yeah, you know what I mean. So, but I guess the example I'm trying to make is because like people are so passionate about their team, and I feel like my
Yes.
team, Ali Boys ATC, is where I'm from, Santa Ana.
Yes.
That's my team, and I'm always like A's up, and always you always see my
Yeah.
videos, and it's not I'm trying to glorify that
The
life,
gang banging, but
but I'm just
that's where you're
proud.
from. Yeah, you're
Exactly,
proud.
just like I'm proud to be Bolivian. I'm
Yes.
proud to be from my team.
Yes.
You know, but now as an older homie or whatnot, as a camarada, you know, you carry yourself in a different manner. You know, you have to
Yes.
conduct yourself in a different way because if I just tell my little homies like, hey, just here's a gun, go do this, and set them up for a wreck or talk to them about like things that will get them in trouble in many ways, you know, in our lifestyle, then I wouldn't be a good OG. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be a good homie. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I feel like you have to implement the good things that you've learned to your young homies. Take them in different things outside of the hood. Like I recently took my little homies down to a movie audition. They're
Nice.
like,
Okay.
what the
Okay.
fuck, Wicked? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, come on, man. And it took a lot from them because I had them all sitting in the back. You know what I mean? It was
Yes.
like 6 little homies. You know what I mean? And all little youngsters. You know what I mean? Even had like a little 10-year-old little youngster with me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they're right there, just like all about the hood. They're just like, but it's my job to also like, hey, look, I'm gonna take you guys from different trips. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree with that. You know what? A lot of like when I started off in gang intervention in the late '90s, which is 1999, going into the 2000s. A lot of the youth would trip out, like they're like, man, Raina, you was from this neighborhood, but like you've changed. And I told them, I said, look, sometimes life circumstances and situations push people to change. But I would never tell a kid, stop gang banging, because that's not my job. My job is to find different resources and alternatives to keep them focused on something else, right?
Right.
And I commend you on being a big homie and showing the youngsters from your neighborhood how to move differently, right?
Yeah.
There's life outside of the neighborhood. Like, you can go fishing, you can go camping, you can go to Santa Monica Pier, get out of of certain areas that you grew up with. I remember years ago that we took kids from Watts to Imperial Beach, which is like right here. They call it Dock Waller, but we used to call it Imperial Beach because you just take Imperial all the way down. And the kids from Watts, like, only one been to the beach. The rest haven't, because they've been stuck in the projects.
Yeah.
And so when I started realizing that we would create field trips to take these youth to different places that they normally wouldn't be able to go because their parents didn't have the car, or they didn't feel safe to go on the bus, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Or their parents didn't have the money to take them even to Buena Park to go see, like, the amusement park areas, right?
Right.
And so just hearing you share that, to me, that's what you call a mentor. That's what you call a big homie. That's what you call somebody that has once lived that lifestyle to the fullest, and now is considered OG, or OG or a vet or whatever. And now you're trying to help the youth see something different than just the street, because the streets are going to always be there. Like, if I decide, like, to just disappear for 5 years and I come back to my hood, it's still going to be the streets. It's still going to be people hanging outside, doing their same thing. So the hood is not going nowhere, but to have those opportunities is inspiring. And I commend you on that, Marlon, because that is so important, because you cannot change. You cannot spread positivity.
Very true.
And it's not true.
Definitely correct.
Yeah. So I commend you on that, helping, doing that. Like, I'm like, okay, the movies,
Yeah.
A lot of our homeboys from 18 are, were in rap videos.
Matter of fact, there was a gentleman there that I seen with an 18 in the back, and I was telling my homies, I'm like, man, we just came from a podcast yesterday with Young Dopey. Shout out to my boy Young Dopey. You know what I mean? Like, the day before that, we were like there all night. So they were kind of low key hungover, and me myself too, because I mean, damn, I'm not over here like saying that I'm a perfect individual. I still drink or whatnot, but there's a lot of things that we do as that, which are positive. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, I can't miss this audition just because I'm hungover.
Yes. And but that makes you mature and with wisdom. Because, when you're immature and you're naive, you know what I mean? We tend to say, you know what? I'm a party, and I'm going to hit the alarm clock and go back to bed. Yeah. Because it's just like whatever.
Whatever it is.
But in this case, you're using your wisdom and your maturity to be like, being responsible. Like, you know what? I am probably so hungover. Yeah. But I'm going to go and I'm going to take these youngsters with me because it's important. Because you are a prime example for them. You lead the way as a older homeboy. You know what I mean? It's the truth. I don't care what people say, like, oh, no, that's not true. No, yes, it is. People look up to you. Just like people look up to me. You know?
For sure. Because I mean, they know the crazy ass wicked. They want to put hands on you. Yes. I mean, whatever. But I also want them to know that the smart side of wicked. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, the responsible wicked, the wicked that's out there trying to build bridges, not break them. The wicked that will not break you, he will make you. The wicked that will teach you how to make music on your own, so I don't have to profit off it. Yeah. The wicked that will tell you, like, dog, I see something in you. You have talent, dog. You have a good heart, homie. Yes. Don't lose that shit. Don't do drugs, dog. Yes. I mean, they get. I know a lot of homies sometimes are like, I could tell them like, hey, I'm like, I know it's gonna bother you. I'm telling you. Yeah,
they're all rolling their eyes like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll be like, man, because in my days, I mean, we used to beat the fuck out of homies. Yeah. For they came through all like spun out or something. Let's go in the back, homie.
You're about to get checked, because it's like that's not.
This is not how you carry yourself. I mean, this is not being a gang member. I mean, being a motherfucking gang member from this hood. like when I had my hood, like fuck, I was like, man, I was very strict. I ran it like a little army. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah, you know,
because it's about priorities.
It's how you carry yourself out there. It's how they're gonna look at us. You know what I mean? You look bad, we look bad. I look bad, you guys look bad. Yeah, that's how I always looked at it. You know?
Because most of the time, like if you think about like a gang culture, like oh man, SA just robbed this woman. That makes that whole neighborhood look bad. Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? Absolutely. We about to beat your butt because you didn't rob somebody's mother's purse.
You made the team
give me bad. The stuff back so I can return it. Like I remember those days, man.
That's honor, loyalty. You know what I mean? Honor, loyalty. Yes. You know what I mean? Those are very important. Integrity.
Yes.
Morals.
Yes.
Respect. Respecting a man's family. Like, you know what I mean? Like me, I never been that. I know there's a lot of individuals out there that may say, "Oh, fuck my enemies and fuck their dead homies." I don't talk like that.
Yeah, me either. Even if they were my enemies or whatever, because I don't know if you were raised like this, but I was raised that like if somebody did a mural and they passed away, you don't go out and mess up that mural like they did Nipsey. Like to me, that was so disrespectful because it's like once people are gone, let them be at peace. Let it go.
Because that will come back to you. Like you know what the I don't want to say karma, but like the bad energy you put out there as well, it can also come back to you.
You know what I mean? No, it definitely does. And especially
you can gang bang with honor. You know what I mean? It's like going to war. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go and like I'm sure like a soldier's not gonna go and piss on another soldier.
Yeah.
It's just we're going to war. You know what I mean? It's sometimes I guess that's necessary or whatnot, but to me and to you,
I'm old school. I'm just
it's just like we believe in that respect. You know what I mean? You don't. I will never. If I see like an enemy, because this has happened before.
Yes.
At events or whatever, like they were like 12 deep, and it was just me and my boy. My boy's getting beer at this one event. It was at OG Mike's, and they started walking up. But I'm not gonna mention them, or it's relevant.
But it's an example.
It's an example of like how I carried myself, and I respected the fact how they carried themselves. They came up to me and they're like, "We know who you are, we're from so and so," and bam, bam, like, you know what I mean? So right there, like I got on my stance. I mean, just in case it's about to pop, I don't care how many.
Because you're a man at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like exactly. You know what I mean? I'm a gangster, but at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm gonna stand alone. I will get down with anybody. If it's my time to go.
Sound like my dad.
I mean, like it's like I'm gonna go, but I don't want to.
Yes.
So I like my life. So
yes, of course.
Best believe I'm gonna do whatever. I mean, if it's gonna be me, it's gonna be you, dog. You know what I mean? But they were like, hey, we just want a piece of the pie, and we respect you, and I can't not respect that. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, it does make sense because because we all know, and if people don't know, like when you go to prison, you have a lot of people still don't understand it. Like the little kids, like sometimes they'll say, "Oh, well, why are you kicking it with this dude from Florence?
You're selling my beer."
Like you're selling out. It's like no, it's like. These two individuals were in prison together. So, people don't understand the politics of the Mexican gang culture.
Yeah.
Because once you come in, it's like you're all one card. You're all together.
I mean, everybody talking about we're like, we're under the same flag and everything. Yes. We are. And I strongly believe that. I don't just say it, So I feel like
so when you come out, give support.
It's like I support any homie. As long as they give that respect. Yes. I'm gonna give you that respect back. Yes. There's no reason for me to carry myself like a little youngster. There's nothing for me to prove. I already proven it.
Yes.
I already been to prison, and I was about to be away for a long time. I already had like 3 life sentences back to back. You know what I mean? And, thank God that I beat it. On appeal.
Yes.
And that's because the system made errors in my case, which they're siding with the DA with the jury and the judge can't side with the DA in front of the jury. The judge is supposed to be there to be kind of like a referee or whatnot, right? So I mean, without really getting into it, you know what I mean? Because that's
of course.
But I mean,
purpose and passion. We know what boundaries are.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, but I do want to ask, how old were you when you went to prison, and how did it feel to like have the doors that gate closed and you can't come out, you know what I mean? Like how did that feel? Like what age were you and how did that make you feel?
Age I can't remember, but I want to say it was 2001 or so. 2001. 2002 when 2001 or
so.
so.
You had to be in your 20s.
Yeah,
early 20s.
Right, and the feeling there because I got busted the same day, and I don't not to get too into it, but yeah. So once, because I already knew like what happened is like, what I mean. It's like I'm through.
Yeah.
In my head, it's like, but you can't be a bitch, and like, and I mean, I didn't talk at all. I was by myself. I believe that's the best way to do your highlights. You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
So and then these dudes totally snitched on me. You know what I mean? And they started this shit, but they played victims, even though they started. And it was, it's like
that's so
all
sad.
you against one, and then you guys
playing victim. Yeah,
you're victims. You know what I mean? It's like, anyways, you know what I mean. So, but like, I had my baby that was freshly born. Wow. Yeah, it was a very very heartbreaking to me because I didn't really I had to numb myself. Mm-hmm. I had to numb myself mentally and in my heart because obviously, I mean, I wanted to be there for them. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And I fought my case. I lost it because of that judge, which is now barred from the state of California. And that's how I got granted my appeal. You know what I mean? Wow. I got granted a retrial, came back, and I mean, long story short, they gave me time served. I could have fought it again and maybe lost again because they don't want to just let, I mean, this dude, like, I mean, I think I got granted, I want to say like 5 years after the appeal. It was like, because right after I lost the case, I already had an appeal lawyer that filed for an appeal, because they're like, nah, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? And so I got granted the appeal like about 5 years later. I was actually the whole in Ironwood waiting for to be, I was about to go to level 4. And I get the letter, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. You're scheduled to go on a bus ride back to Orange County to refight your case. Your appeal got granted. I'm like, oh shit.
Believing Before Seeing, a new bestseller by Candace Barr. Order your copy today.
I was like, man, that was a blessing. You know what I mean? And
only God could do that.
Yeah, man. And I was sharing with Dopey the other day, speaking about God, you know me, all glory to God, man.
Yes.
Like there's nothing wrong being a gang member and like believing in God. Like a lot of people think, oh, you're weak or you're using as a crutch. No, man, I'm actually a strong person.
Like Jesus wasn't, a lot of people, like Jesus has a good heart. He was helping people, casting demons out and everything. But hey, when he flipped that table, that goes to show you what kind of character he had.
Yeah, he could have done anything he wanted. He could have been like, damn,
and he was from the hood too.
Yeah, and he was with people from the hood. He hung with nothing but killers and gangsters.
I'm like, Peter cut people ear off and stuff, and became a disciple. Like, wow.
I mean, Jesus was a gangster. He just had a good heart.
Yes, gangster for God.
You know what I mean? Yes. Like, so and that's, and I totally believe it. I believe in Jesus. Yes. I'm not the most perfect Christian out there, but I'm spiritual. I like literally pray every morning for all my loved ones, for myself.
And that's a blessing.
I pray every night. I thank God for like everything that he does for me in my life. I pray for my kids and, all my loved ones, and then I believe it's very important to respect the Lord, because there's people out there that think they're like, they are God or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not good, because at the end of the day.
Well, even if they were God, like in their brains, they're like, I am God. God is within me. I am God. And I'm all like, well, if you were God, your life would be so amazing.
Yeah, because
but it's not. So I don't know why you keep, using that blasphemy of I'm a God. Like, okay, well, I'm looking at your life and I'm just like, all right now. So I agree with you.
I feel like people will find that out, down the line. Someone like I had to find out. Like I remember when I was fighting my case, probably went a little too fast on like the whole thing, like the appeal and everything. But when I was fighting my case, I remember being in the county jail at the Old Lacey. Well, first you get sent out to the county jail, and then you get sent to Lacey if you're like more points and you're, you know what I mean. There's yellow banders, orange banders, or whatnot, and then you have the other side, or blue banders. I don't know how they're doing it now. I haven't been in the county, but. So when I was there, I remember like laying in the cell, there just everything going through my mind. And there was a Bible there, which I still have. that it was all red that said set you free. And I remember like praying like, God, like if you actually exist, like talk to me right now. What do I do? Is this it? You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. And I closed my eyes and I opened it up, and I remember opening it to the Book of Job.
Oh man, that's a powerful sheesh. Book of Job, that's my favorite. Yeah. Like, my gosh.
And that is, and ever since then, that was the book that I like completely read, and I was like, this is me, man. This is like totally me. Yes. And even now, when I go through shit, that's like my go-to. I'm like, fuck, if Job was able to keep his faith, even though he was under like all this fire and going through shit, and
including his wife.
Yeah,
you know,
everything.
His righteous,
even his friends, you know,
was
like maybe you deserve
like
this
just shit. Just go ahead and curse your God, and it's like he did it, and God blessed him with abundance. Like, he got a lot of stuff taken away from him, and I'm happy you bringing up the Book of Job, because it's a powerful scripture. Because it teaches you, no matter how life is, when you're going through the darkest moments, it's telling you to have faith in the Lord, have faith in God, because sometimes stuff are so heavy on us that we can't even have faith in ourselves because we give up so fast. Like, I'm not worthy. Maybe I deserve this. I'm ugly. I'm this, I'm that. Like, as humans, we could just be so our worst enemies.
Right.
But if you have something bigger and greater than you to balance you, like, okay, you know what? I'm the daughter of God. You know, I'm the son of God. Like, I belong. Yeah, yes, a child of God. Like, I belong to him. And in the Bible, what it says is that I have favor and grace. I have, what is it called? Dominion and authority. So if I know God is saying we have this, then I need to start speaking this word and this life into my life to understand that anything is possible with the Lord, you know? So just hearing that.
Philippians 4:13, that's another, I got that tatted right here.
I know, I just saw that. I was about to try to Google it, you know what I mean?
Yes, I can do anything through Christ, that strengthens me, you know? Another
that
good book of the Book of Job, one of the ones that has been my favorite for a while is, I think it's Job 13, 15, 14, 13. Mm-hmm. I'm not really too good with my verses, but that one right there is like, even though you're slaying me, I will still keep my faith. So what I take from that is like, even if I'm going through hell, I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, because I've done that before. You know what I mean? I've been in this place.
Like, because God allowed things to happen.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So why am I gonna just like be thankful to thank you, God, when I have stuff, when I got my Benz, when I got money, because then you lose it. Like I have, like I literally got in a car accident like last month, lost my car, and I was like, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Then
so it's like, it's okay because it can be replaced, but you're still here
on
you gotta
earth. Just trust. You gotta have faith.
Gratitude.
You gotta keep your faith. Like, you know what? Maybe there's a reason.
Yes, it's always a reason.
Happen, and that's what, like they said, it's God's plan. It's not my plan. And even though I'm out walking that like straight path that I want to with God, because I'm still out there. I'm still like
you're still human. You're still living in the flesh, and believe me, real Christians. I'm not talking about the ones that, because there's Christians that will just like bash people, but real Christians with that loving heart of like Jesus, you know what I mean? Like when we see that picture in the house with Jesus with that flaming heart, that loving heart is more like, he doesn't hate the sinner, he hates the sin. You hear what I'm saying? Yep. But he still loves us, agape love, unconditional, hoping one day you come to him fully. But God sees your heart, he sees your intention, and that's what counts. You know what I mean? And one day, one day when you're ready, you will make that transition. You will make that transition before you literally make the transition to the other side. And so I truly believe, as long as you put God first and you're obedient to him, and you're trying to live the best life you can.
Trying to be the best man or best woman you can be.
Yes.
And
it's baby steps. Not everybody can just become a Christian, boom, and just like cut it off.
And that's why it's such a thin line, like where a lot of people will turn away from it because they're like, nah. Because I get a lot of people, because you see I post like a lot of gangster shit. Yeah. Because that's who I am.
Because that's your culture.
Yes. There you go. That's your culture.
It's your culture.
It's who I am. But also post a lot about working out, or I post about God. I post about conducting yourself right, integrity, this and that, because I refuse to just follow the trends and and be just what. So you're telling me that I'm not good enough to talk about God. Then you're not bad enough to talk about bad. It's like, man, like,
I know.
man,
it's like you can
fuck
never,
you.
you can never
Yeah.
make people happy.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's not what we're supposed to do. I'm not here to make people happy. I'm just here to be myself and tell my story, and then
and your true followers, as you know, your fans and supporters.
If they follow me just for me being bad, then they're following me for the wrong reason.
Your reasons, yeah, exactly.
If they follow me for just being good, just for one post about God, if you follow me just for that reason, then that's your bad. But then again, you should understand that God loves us regardless. So, so the fact that I'm putting that out there, and I'm still in that deep lake of sharks and monsters, then you should respect that even more.
Yeah, of course, because like I said, it's hard dealing with the flesh versus the spirit. You know,
like all the demons that we fight daily. You know, mentally, spiritually, you know,
and the society we live in. Like we could be on a positive mode, wake up in the morning and be grateful, gratitude, pray to the Lord. Thank you for waking me up. And next thing you know, you're driving. And then somebody wants to carjack you. And you're just like, and you stuck in between. That's the spirit, like, Lord, like, man, like, this is not a good really? This is not a good situation. But then with your flesh, you do what you automatically know what to do. And that's to go on not panic mode, but like on that mode of protecting yourself. And it's like, so sometimes that situation, you know, is a hard situation.
Menace to society mode when they get jacked.
Man, yes. So that's the reality that as you know, people that are not perfect Christians, even though there's no such thing as a perfect Christian, but I'm just saying, because people usually say, I understand, like, because I go to church and I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're not a perfect Christian, but you believe in the Lord and you know He's your Lord and Savior, and you know, and you're doing the best that you can, it's like you're still human. And so that's why I always tell people will battle against the flesh and the spirit all the time. It's hard. And so talking about hard, like when you did get free from prison, like what was the pact with the Lord? Because God is sharing that with me right now. Like I've always had a gift since I was 5. It's called the gift of discernment. And like my pastor tells me, you know, you need you already followed your purpose to run for office. You didn't win. It's okay. But now it's time for you to follow God's purpose on your life. Everybody's born on this earth for a purpose that God has given us. And most of us don't outlive His purpose. So He already told me, like, ministry is my thing. And so I always tell him, I said, I curse too much. Like, how can I be like an evangelist or a freaking prophet when I curse? And he's like, you're going to let the devil, stop you from that? Like, you got to start. Just start and God will work on you. And so I'm in that phase of trying to go this way, with the Lord. And but it's hard because it's my flesh and it's like my life that I'm so used to. But it doesn't make me feel like I'm gonna not be around my friends or people. I'm not gonna, feel that way. Like, oh, I'm too good for that. I'm too Christian to be here.
Yeah.
But
being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
That's what I would call
yes. And so,
like it's too good for like, man.
Yeah, like I can't be there no more because I don't do those things,
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, making that pact with the Lord, and that's what He's telling me. Like, you made a pact with Him, and like I said, like that gift of discernment, when He talks to me, it's within. It's not like the movies, thy child. I'm talking, it's nothing like, it's within. And He saw, like, tell Him about the pact. So the pact, the agreement you made with the Lord before you got released, like, you don't have to share everything, but just enough so then the viewers will understand, like, how did that shift change? Because it was a spiritual shift. Because when you came out, you changed a little bit more than the person you were in the past. So that's what God is revealing to me. So sorry, I'm on my spiritual tip right now.
No, that's all good, and that's important because I feel like a lot of gangsters out there that believe in God, they kind of feel shy or like that they can't talk about it because you're not hard enough. But no, I'm talking it right now. Like I may leave here today, and I mean, God willing, something will happen to me, or I may do something.
Yeah.
But that's not because I want to, but just because the world is just so dark out there.
Yes.
But I'm equipped to handle that. Like I have a heart of a lion.
You're a street soldier. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a street soldier, but without going besides the point, I mean, the pact. I guess. I mean, I was very grateful for it to be to get like, you know, I mean, even time served, even though it was like, I mean, I got a lesser charge, you know, uh, went down to assault with some automatic from what it was.
Yes.
I mean, I started like, I feel like I got more responsible, and I feel like I kind of shifted my priorities more to my family, and I was still there with my homies and everything. But like you speak about discernment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's that guilt that you get. Like I feel like even nowadays, you know what I mean? Like that's all. Like I mean, I sleep with my Bible next to me. Then I have it, you know, like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I feel like you gotta have the word.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
No, and that's powerful, man. Like,
Yeah, so you know what I mean?
That's what you call deep into your spirituality. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, like when our soul comes out of our body, our flesh is here.
Yeah.
But our spirit goes. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. So just being a spiritual human being, that is important to know. Like people, like women, like I know women probably be like, oh my God, he's so fine, blah, blah, blah. All they're seeing is the rapper, the chest, you know, the exercising, the tattoos, ooh, you know, like that, right? But it's like a woman that is like a virtuous woman will look at you and say, I want to know what is he, I want to study him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what a virtuous woman does. They study. The worldly women are the ones that are in lust. You know what I mean? So
men out there too, you know?
Yes, and you have that discernment, and that's important because that's a gift that God has given you. Not everybody has that discernment. Like I can work with people and they'll be like, Raina, blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell them straight out, like, look, that person right there, don't trust them. Yeah, you can still work with them, but don't trust them.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, how do you know? And I'm like, because it's that discernment. It's a spirit attached to them that you know something ain't right. And then it plays out and then boom, God reveals it. What's in the dark comes to light. And you're like, that's why I had that feeling because of this. This is what happened. So God was warning, you know, a warning. So that's good to know that you have the gift of discernment because that's a gift not everybody has. Mm. So, you know.
Yeah, it's very true. And especially in this industry, you need that, you know, because there's a lot of shady, slimy individuals out there.
Yes,
man. You know, a lot of snakes in this industry, you know. And,
even your own people will set you up, man.
Yeah, sheesh. You know, and it's like at the end, I mean, they don't realize that, I mean, like a lot of the real ones are being extinct, you know?
Yes.
And they're going to miss that shit.
Yeah.
They're so hard. They're so hard on trying to get rid of us because drama sells, because gossip sells, because not morals don't make money. Integrity is not the way to make money. So it's all just ass, tits, fucking money, guns, and drugs in the videos. I don't put that shit out there.
The crabs
I
in the
speak
barrel
about gangster shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Crabs in the barrel, man.
Exactly.
Like just
you know what I mean? It's like I in my videos, I do talk about gangster shit because that's who I am and that's what I lived in. And I have a lot of anger in me still. You know, like I have a lot of pain and brain that still I have in me. You know what I mean? Yes. But it doesn't mean, I mean, there's songs that I have like Sucker for Love or the song Falling that I did with my daughter or Gutter or certain songs that I did that carry a lot of deep into like I'm really trying to say. Like when I rap, like sometimes when I'm writing, I tend to just go on my angry mode, and with my angry mode comes my gang thoughts, my gang life. So that's why a lot of my music's like that. But sometimes I'm able to shift that and channel my anger into talking about like certain things that
in your life.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's it's just like an everything. You know what I mean? You channel your anger correctly. Sometimes I just get in that writer block, so it's just easier for me to just rap about gangster shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I forget what I was talking about.
No, it's okay because you were talking about like having that discernment, and then you know, rapping in anger, and so when you're talking about the anger shift, like have you ever did like a song about God, like you being in prison, and have you ever done a song like that?
Oh yeah, so like for example, the song "Fallen." In my verse, I talk about looking in the mirror. Looking at the man in the mirror, and like doing time, and I feel like I'm still shackled and within myself. And the song "Sucker for Love," which is a new song I gotta do a video to. It's a very deep song to me, you know what I mean? Because I'm literally apologizing to the mother of my kids and to my kids of like all my toxicity.
Yes.
You know, because I mean, damn, I wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? I was also like my toxic gangster ways and some. I mean, like the lifestyle that I lived also played a factor in my pain, and maybe some of that pain got transferred to my kids.
Yes, of course. Yes.
And you know, it's like, and I'm a man about that. You know what I mean? Like forever, I feel bad about, but I can't take it back. The only thing I can do now is
just try to make it right.
Try to be a better man, you know, and try to be like
better father,
you know, because you can never be a perfect father. You know what I mean? You can never be a perfect a man, whatever. You know what I mean? But you can try to be. You can eliminate certain things out of your life to make you a better man, or make better priorities, and try to get a better relationship with your kids. And so in that song, I mean, I talk about like I look in the mirror, like I mean, I hate the man in the mirror. Like I literally, I mean, people don't know this, right? But this is kind of a little deep.
Yeah.
But there was also, I was always like very like mentally suicidal.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, like, what the fuck? Like, really wicked? I mean, like, it's because I've been I've been angry and it has so much anger in me for so long that, like, if I can take my own life, what makes you think I want to take yours, dog? Yes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a very dangerous individual if you really want to fuck with me that way, but I'm not trying to glorify, make myself one of the biggest, baddest Cholo out there and all that. You know what I mean? But I'm not. Everybody bleeds. Everybody can get touched.
Yes.
And I know my grounds, you know, where I stand. But what I'm trying to say is, I mean, like all that pain right there, it took a lot for me to kind of just like love myself too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I never gave a fuck about me. And I realized that down the line once things started going like kind of falling apart with me and my kids, you know, and they're very good kids, you know, and I love my kids. And I started realizing like, man, maybe I just don't love myself, and how can I love someone else if I don't love myself?
Exactly, man. I know we're about to end the show, but I wanted to, you know, before I ask you these 2 quick questions, at the end, I want you to, you know, tell the viewers, not now, but like after I ask you these questions, I want you to talk about, you know, how they can find your clothing line and things of that nature, how they can follow you on social media. So the first question is, what is your purpose? And second is, what is your passion?
My purpose is God's purpose. You know what I mean? Like whatever his plan is, you know, because I can have my purpose in my flesh. I mean, my purpose like is, I guess, to be a better man, to be successful in life and everything. But then God has his own purpose, his own like plan. So, you know what I mean? And I just like hope that one day I'll experience like blessings upon blessings. But I do think that even being here is a blessing. And I mean, every day is a life. You know what I mean? Like to be out here and like meeting good people. Like I told you when we met, like you have a good soul. You know what I mean? So
thank you.
Yeah, so
I remember
like
Sunshine, the big grilled cheese.
Yeah, you know, it's like you can see that through people. Like,
yes, because you have the discernment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You have the discernment. You know my heart. You know, like what I'm about. Like I'm just, like when you say, you know, I want to be deep, and it's like, man, like, dude, like I know what you mean because I'm a deep person. I'm a very spiritual person. Like I truly understand that, you know, and your energy is very like I know, because the first thing God was like boxer, boom, boom, boom. Like he got hands. That's the first thing when I shook your hand. He got hands. And he's a smooth dude because he's not the one that likes to pop off. He's not the show off. He's the one you got to watch. You know what I mean? So believe me, I already know what time it is. And your passion, what is your passion?
My passion is, man, to leave a good legacy, I guess, you know, because I realize that we're not getting any younger. You know what I mean? So at the end, it's like, I don't want people to remember me like, oh, Wicked thought he was the shit, or he's a greedy, slimy motherfucker, you know what I mean? Or just like he's just a bad dad, or this and that. I don't want to leave this world like that. You know what I mean? Like I spoke to my son the other day, which is he got baptized, my other daughter, and man, I'm like, wow,
what a beautiful thing.
You know what I mean? It's like, and we have these talks about like he's like, Dad, you don't want to go to hell, or you know what I mean? And it's like, I know that's real. So that's why, like, I mean, God willingly, I mean, one day maybe I'll live like a pure life, you know. But
it will happen. It's
so
I can see it. I see it. It's
but it'll never be because I'm a puss. I can't hang with the streets.
No. It's because it takes people think in this wicked society that you being a man like you can be macho or you can kill somebody, like that's what make you a man. No.
I have a problem with that.
Sinning is easy. But being faithful to the Lord is the hardest thing. Exactly. The hardest thing ever.
That's why it's so hard.
So at the end of the day, when you see an ex-gang member transition to being a man of God to 100%, that is priceless. That is priceless, because you're going to be just like a disciple. Same thing, because them disciples were not perfect. But so to end that, God is good, God is great all the time, man.
All the time.
And how can the viewers find your clothing line? And it's called Real
Ones with a Z.
Yes, Real Ones.
So it's Real Ones Apparel, www.realonesapparel.com. That's with a Z, not with an S. Clothing line, same thing, Real Ones Apparel with a Z. My Instagram for myself is OGBIGWICKED, no underscores, no dots.
OG Big Wicked.
Yeah, just OG Big Wicked. That's it. And be careful with them scammers out there, man, because I know there's a lot of people out there that create pages and pretend to be me. It's not me. I won't email people.
You won't ask for money.
Yeah, I won't ask for money.
No cash out.
You want to give me money? Buy my clothing line, support my music. You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah, that's right.
Aside from that, support my music out there. YouTube, OG Big Wicked, everything OG Big Wicked. And it was a pleasure to be here. You know what I mean?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for blessing us with your presence on Purpose and Passion. Until next time, deuces, because we out. We're going to go eat some tacos and enjoy Inglewood. Orange County and Inglewood connecting.
That's right.
Until then, this is Raina Carrillo signing out. Remember, go to YouTube, type in Luxemediastudios. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time.